to politics now. Donald Trump doubling down, launching a fresh attack against President Obama in their feud over the Orlando terror attack. Listen.
It's a tough situation, but he's largely, to a large extent, he's blaming guns. And I'm going to save your Second Amendment, folks. I'm going to save your Second Amendment. They gave up on so many things, and they certainly gave up. It's almost like they gave up on ISIS.
Alan Colmes is the host of the Alan Colmes Show. Mike Gallagher is a syndicated radio host. Both are Fox News contributors. Great to see you both.
Hi.
Mike, let's start with you. So Donald Trump saying basically our leaders gave up on battling ISIS. Have they? Has the president?
It feels like it, because if they haven't, then they would be identifying ISIS and radical Islamic terrorism as the core reason that these poor people were slaughtered in Orlando. It's unbelievable. You got to give the left credit. They figured out a way to shift the attention from the problem with radical Islamic terrorism to gun control.
Yeah.
They've done this over and over again, and to their credit, they've pulled it off because the mainstream media is complying.
Alan, this has gone from what would normally be a debate about a terror attack on the United States to something about gun control and LGBT issues and fairness. So have the Democrats won on this one?
There's more to it than that. The president, in his speech the other day, said it's not just guns, it's not just terrorism. We have to address both. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump is fear-mongering. He's saying Muslims aren't assimilating, Muslims aren't telling on each other when they're extremists. And in fact, James Comey...
Many would argue that that would be part of the problem in places like Minnesota, where you've had boys go off and join terror organizations in Somalia.
If I could just achieve closure on my sentence, which is that James Comey has said, the head of the FBI, that that's not true, that in fact Muslims are going to authorities. So he is fear-mongering, and he's not telling the truth about what's going on. And Muslims are assimilating, and they are active in terms of dealing with authorities.
Ridiculous to say Muslims are assimilating, because you're painting with a broad brush, and you can't make that kind of a generalization.
Did Donald Trump go too far in that? Because this was a man who was born in the United States to parents from Afghanistan. When he started linking that with the issue of people coming over here, the migrants coming over here, did he go too far?
No, because the message is still the same, that we have an entity that has declared war against us, and it's not an inanimate object like a Sig Sauer weapon. It's the mindset, whether this guy blew up the nightclub or shot up the nightclub, what motivated him, and Trump is focusing on those reasons.
How did they manage to turn this around? An issue of terrorism all of a sudden becoming an issue about gun control.
Rahm Emanuel, you never let a crisis go to waste. I mean, he's on record as saying that this is what they do. They've tried to take an opportunity, and they've admitted it to see an opening for gun control rather than
no one is saying it's just about gun control. By the way, in terms of ISIS, Fallujah has now just fallen to the Iraqi army. They've taken it over. Yeah, there is progress being made, and it's not being talked about. And Donald Trump is wrong on the facts and fear-mongering. He doesn't even know what's going on.
CIA Director John Brennan said this, quote, "Despite all our progress on the battlefield and our efforts have not reduced the group," meaning ISIS, terror capabilities or global
reach. And it's hard to believe that the families, the people who are now organizing funerals for those 49 people aren't thinking that progress has been made.
We're not making progress as long as you have anti-Muslim fear-mongering going on in this country and inspiring people. They want to fight between the West and Islam, and we're feeding right into that by attacking Muslims.
We have to leave it there, but I just have to wonder, how could we win this generational war if we can't agree on what's going on?
You have to fight an ideology. We're not fighting a religion.
Got to agree. You're right.
Great to see you both.
Thank you.